Hi, this is howtofilefordivorce.org, and we're going to show you how to file for divorce in the state of Vermont. So if you come right to this web page, we'll get right to it. Step 1, 2 ways to download the required Vermont divorce papers. So these are the divorce forms that you're going to need throughout the process. You can either A, download free ones right here, which this page will open up, and you just click on this link and you'll be able to download all these forms with one click of a button. Or if you don't feel like doing all these forms, and you just want to answer a few simple questions and have our partner company with us fill them out for you, you can just click on this link, and it's a $299 service. So either way you do it, we can get right along, get our hands dirty with this. The spouse that has decided to file for divorce must complete the following forms and be sure to have them filed with the court clerk's office in the county where you reside. So basically you're going to have to get all these forms, fill them in, and file them at the court clerk's office, and there's one in every county in the state of Vermont. So you may want to call the clerk to see what the filing is for your county, and we have a list of all of them just by clicking on this link right here. And be sure to pick up a proposed final order of divorce, and if you have children, the Child Support Worksheet. So in Vermont, you have to let your spouse know that you're filing for divorce, or you just filed. So in step 3, you have to do what's called serve your spouse by filing or by sending them all the filed copies as well as the following forms. This notice right here, which you're going to have to get back, and the answer to divorce complaint and notice of appearance. Now your spouse must complete the above 2 forms and have them filed with the clerk's office as soon as possible. So your spouse you're going to have to instruct him or her to file both these forms with the clerk's office filled out and signed. And your spouse must also send you copies of the filed documents here. So at this time, you should meet with your spouse with copies of your tax returns for the previous 3 years in order to fill out the following forms. So basically the court wants the both of you to bring your tax returns for the previous 3 years when you meet with each other, so that hopefully you come to an agreement on exactly what the both of you are making. Now that's really going to come into play when you look at this form right here, the marital settlement agreement. This is really the form where you're going to be hammering out who gets what assets, and if you guys have any debt, who gets what debt. And if you have minor children, you'll have to ask the clerk about parental education classes that you'll need to complete. The clerk will basically have a list of all the accredited programs that you'll need to get a certificate from after completion. So if you do all this successfully, you can now schedule a court hearing date over the phone with the clerk. You'll be given a date, and you'll simply just need to notify your spouse of the time and date. So step 6, if you're in agreement with everything, the court hearing is really simple. It's only about 15 to 20 minutes. You're just going to need to bring all your filed documents as well as the final order of divorce. And if you've successfully completed all the steps, the judge will authorize your final order, and you and your spouse must sign it as well after the hearing and file it with the clerk. The clerk will then give you an acceptance of service, a final order of divorce, which you will sign and return. And after waiting this weird NICI period that Vermont has for 90 days, your divorce will be complete in the state. So that's it. That's the long Vermont process of filing for a divorce. And if you changed your name, we have a free guide and forms just by clicking on this link to change your name back to, or to change it to whatever kind of name you want. So that's it. That's how you file for divorce in Vermont.